Hi, my name's Rod Schilling. I'm going to be your instructor for this semester's HD 100 class. I'm just going to make this short video for you to give you an orientation to the course, see how everything is set up, and then from there, if you have questions, I want you to contact me right away. Usually the best way is going to be by email. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. To start with, I want to begin quickly by having you log into your MyAVC account. To me, that's the easiest way to get you started. So I'm going to go ahead and log into mine and then go from there and show you how we access Canvas in case that you haven't done so previously. So once you log into your MyAVC account, you're going to see in the upper right hand corner there is a button for Canvas. This is one of the ways to get to it. So what you're going to do is just click that, and then you're going to log into Canvas using the same username and password that you do for your MyAVC account. Once you log into Canvas, you're going to see a shell for each of the classes that you are registered for this semester. So for today we're going to go to HD 100. When this comes up, what I'm going to do is switch over to a student view, which looks a little bit different than it does from my view as the instructor. So bear with me one second, and then I'm going to change this to the student view as I proceed in showing you the class setup. Again, if you have questions after you view this video, I want you to please let me know right away. The first thing that you're going to know, now I'm in here as a student view, this is what the home screen is going to look like. You're going to see that I have put the announcements right on the home screen. There's also a button here that says announcements, and you can click it and it'll solely show the 3 announcements that I have posted for you. Okay, so either you can see it from the home, which I'm going back to, and it will show up here at the top, or you can go to the announcements. The same thing is set up for the modules. As I'm at the home page here, the modules is just another word for basically my week-to-week breakdown of the class. So if you look down here, you'll see this is just an intro to the class, the orientation, and then I have each week for the class broken down into these collapsible sections. So the first week of the semester obviously is going to be week 1, week 2 is going to be the second week, and you could see the material for each week. So in this example, these are all the things that we're going to cover for week 5. But I can collapse this down so we can see all the weeks together, and then I'll open up week 1. And what I'll do for today is just walk you through the assignments for week 1 and maybe show you a couple things excuse me, outside of week 1, just for examples. Okay, so just remember, each week you want to go to each module, starting with week 1. Okay, so there's also a grades link, and this will show you for all the assigned assignments for the semester. It's going to show you the grades and give you a total grade. Here we see the first assignment, SLO discussion. I have out of 50 points, and when you complete the assignment, the score is going to go here. These are the different chapter quizzes, and as soon as you finish any quiz, any semester, any week, your grade is going to post immediately. So you're going to be able to see what it was, but if you want to look at all of the assignments and all of the grades, you'll find that here, etc. Okay? So the syllabus is located under the syllabus tab, and that's the last tab of all of them, and I have posted it right in here. So there's not a Word document or anything, and this contains all of my contact information, where I'm located on campus, my email, which is the best way to contact me, the advisory for this class in regards to your reading and writing levels, the textbook information, which you do need the textbook right away. There may be a copy in the library if you want to check there. I'm not 100% sure, as I have not put one there. The catalog, which we'll be accessing throughout the semester, is to go over different services and such, different policies that the campus has in place, the technology, the course description, okay, and the learning outcomes for the class. What the attendance requirement is, okay, so I'm just going to go over this right now since we're right here. But basically, any week that you do not log in and complete assignments, in a nutshell, is a week that you've missed attendance, okay? So And this first week, I have to have you log in the very first week and complete the week's assignments for you to not be considered a no-show and be dropped right off the first week to make space for students who are actually wanting to attend the class. So you need to do that the very first week, and then we'll go over what all the first week assignments consist of, okay? So, if you'll see right here, I'm going to just read this. Any student who does not show any activity logging in within the first week of the class is considered a no-show and will be dropped. Active participation is also required for this course. Active participation is defined as submitting an assignment such as an exam, an exercise, a project we might have, participating in discussions forum at least every week. If a student is not practicing active participation, he or she could be dropped from the class. However, it is still your responsibility to drop from a class if you do not want it. Okay, as a counselor, I see students all the time who indicate that they weren't properly dropped by the instructor and are blaming the instructor. That's not the way it works. You're responsible for dropping you. But trust me, if you do not show for this class and continue to miss, you will be dropped. Okay? So enough said about that. Make sure you read that. Make sure you read my rules for discussion items. I want you to go through that. This isn't texting your best friend. This is a college course. You're expected to not type in like a text speech, okay? We're looking for proper sentences and grammar. Those that don't do so, your score will reflect that. Proper etiquette is also to be followed, okay? If you need an accommodation, everything isn't timed. There's no quizzes or tests that are timed. So extended time I don't think is going to be necessary, but if you have any kind of accommodation you don't feel is being met, you need to let me know, okay? And work with our Office for Students with Disabilities to begin that procedure. If you have an emergency, this is the sheriff's number on campus, okay? So let's go back to the home page. Starting off, I want you to read the 3 announcements that I've posted at the top. There's a navigating the course, a welcome to the class, and another link that goes further discussion in regards to what's expected as you complete discussions. Okay, make sure you read those 3. Okay, this is again more orientation to look at. Within week 1, I'm just going to go over this quickly. You're going to find the Word document for the syllabus under Overview of the Syllabus. So you just click on the link, and it's going to pull you to that Word document. Now, if we just hit Next, we can access the next thing within week 1, which I'm going to do. Here's just a quick overview of what's going to be expected for the given week. You're going to see, as we click the Next button, the Overview of Campus Services link. That's one of the things we're going to cover this very first week, one of the topics. And this link will take you to the student services that are offered to students to help them succeed on campus. Just familiarize yourself with all the services there. Excuse me. Next are several links regarding outlining a chapter. That's something that we're going to be doing and something that's important for students to be able to do to be successful in college. There's 3 links from Purdue University regarding the types of outlines, how to outline, and outlining components, along with a couple examples of how to outline chapters. Very important. You're expected to look at these links, observe them. The reading assignment for week 1 is going to be the first chapter. What I want you to do is focus mainly on getting the main idea, not every single point that's being made within the chapter. One of the ways that I suggest that you do that is to follow the chapter along with the PowerPoint that I've provided for you. You can either download it here by clicking on it, or you can just observe the PowerPoint along with your reading that highlights the main points of the chapter. Okay? And you can thumb through that as you go about your reading. I think that's an effective way to approach each chapter. And we'll talk more about that in the future. If I hit Next again, here we're going to find this week's discussion. There's a discussion that's due each and every week. You need to complete. It's worth 50 points. Basically, there's 2 components to each discussion. Your original post and you're replying to other classmates' original post. So your original post, I'm going to indicate what the topic is, and you're going to respond by clicking down below here where it says reply, and you respond to what I'm asking you to type about or write about. So what happens is you make an original post, every other student in the class makes an original post, and then you're going to read each other's original posts, and you're going to respond to at least two of your classmates' original post by clicking a response to that post of at least 25 words. And you'll see a button when you read somebody's original post where you can reply to it. Okay, you should be familiar with that. If you have any other questions, I want you to please, again, just let me know. Okay? And this takes the place of basically the discussion portion of what would happen inside the classroom. So that's what the discussions are related to. So if we go back to the home page, that's all the things that are in week 1. Okay, it's really not that much, but again, this is information that really will help you be a more successful student. I took a class like this my first semester, and I still use some of these skills that I learned from way back when. I want to show you in other weeks, like let me just go to, just for example, week 4. Again, you're going to find the lecture. Here's the reading assignment that I provide, and this reading assignment, a little bit different. Excuse me. What I provided here is basically what chapter you're to read, which is chapter 4. Okay, and they don't always, it's not week 1 is chapter 1, week 2 is chapter 2. It's not exactly like that, so make sure that you always check and see which chapter I'm requiring for the reading. But for instance, week 4 just so happens to be chapter 4. Okay, again, I have the PowerPoint that's provided. But first, what I think would be effective for you is you could either read this or listen to the same material that's written out for you here, or you can read and listen to it at the same time, which sometimes I think is actually more effective, okay, using a more of a multi-sensory type of learning. But basically it's going to give you an overview of what we're going to talk about for the chapter. It prepares you for the information that you're about to receive. So you're going to see this in a lot of weeks, okay, so just make sure that you do that. I did forget one thing back to week 1 that I forgot to mention. And I'm going to go back to it real quick. If we go back to week 1, again, you can see I can close up week 4, open back up week 1. The last thing I talked about was the discussion. There's also the quiz, okay, so make sure that you complete that. Again, as soon as you complete it, you're going to find out the grade that you're going to receive. So make sure that you complete that. Almost every week, I believe, that there's a quiz. Is there anything else? Let me see. So that was the difference. For most every other chapter, I give an audio and text introduction to the chapter. That's kind of like the main difference between week 1 and the rest of the weeks. Week 8, you're going to find, again, this is just an 8-week class, okay, so it ends at the end of 8 weeks. There's the final, okay? So that is something else just to be aware of. I think I've pretty much covered everything that I wanted to cover today. Again, check my contact information. Let me know what questions that you have. Each week I'll be probably sending out different emails. If there's any assignments that are missed, I'm going to probably be sending you emails to chase after you to get them completed. One thing to note of real quick is just if you complete most of everything from 1 week, but say you forgot to take the quiz, like I forgot to mention it for week 1, when you go into the further weeks, I allow you to go back in time and go back to the previous weeks to complete assignments. I also have it set up so that you can go forward and complete work in advance if that's needed. Okay, thank you so much. Bye.